Okay, now there's a lot of clashing background here, but I want to do some musical, and if I can sing a few notes, also, because it's very, very certain. Certain portions are the finale when she's ends up dying in the Duke's place and going to heaven. It's a tear gusher. No, I don't have a tear in my eye, just a little itch. But I want to try to give a few musical examples, and I can get really loud, so I want it to be a little bit isolated. But I wanted to do a few musical cues because people say, oh, they don't understand opera. It's a lot of yelling and screaming in a different language. It's upper echelon. It's unrelatable. Absolutely not. Opera is about everyday people and everyday situations that we can all relate to, and everything is there. Love, hate, revenge, sacrifice, suicide, curses, assassins, kidnapping. And this is opera, folks. This is opera that people say, oh, it's a lot of yelling and screaming in a different language. But you know what? Even certain musical, that's what I'm trying to do now, because certain musical cues, everyone has heard the music and they can follow even if they don't know the story. They don't know the music. Wait. They don't know the words. That's what I'm trying to say. If they follow the story, they can get it because it's so universal. And again, because I can get really, really loud when I get into opera, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. So bear with me. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to sing a few themes, a few motifs of opera and of Rigoletto. And the two themes of forgiveness and curses, that the curse is the underlining bass note, so to speak, of the opera, where and everything once the Count put the curse on Rigoletto, everything went wrong. He was tricked into aiding the kidnapping of his own daughter, and then also he, through the mixture of the curse and revenge, he ended up losing his own daughter to the very assassin that he hired to kill the Spadafucilis, to kill the Duke. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out, so I got to get into character, and I got to stay focused here. You hear in the overture. Let's start with the overture. Da 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 da. Da 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 da, and then in the end, dun 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 da dum bum pum pum da da dum ba da dum bum 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 bum, and the crashing chords you already know, you already hear that something is coming. And then it starts with a very happy party. Dun 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 da 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 da, already, where the Duke already, he's a busy man. He's already getting down to business. And then when the Rigoletto is aiding the Duke to seduce every woman, but it backfires on him because, I read somewhere in opera commentary that in a review that the Duke uses on his daughter the lines that Rigoletto gave him to seduce other women. This is wild. This is crazy stuff, folks. Si maledetta, si maledetta. That's Count Mantarone's theme. Si maledetta, si maledetta, si maledetta. Bum, 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 bum. The curtain falls. And then Rigoletto is, he's brooding over it. He's, what's the word I'm looking for? As we'd say in evangelistic circles, he's confessing it. He's dwelling on it. He's ruminating on it. Where he's saying, let me see if I can do this. Il vecchio maledite. The old man has cursed me. And then, again, he's all paranoid and he has a double life because at work he's mocking people and hurting people because he's an outcast. but then he's overprotective of his own daughter, not to know in a long father and daughter duet. Verdi had the traditions because that was close to him, of father and daughter duets, and you see that obviously in Traviata and Aida, and in Simon Boccanegra. Oh boy, that's a tongue twister, because Verdi had lost 2 children, and he lost his first wife. So he was very attached to the father and daughter connection, either in relationships or in, for example, in La Traviata, where he becomes a father figure to Violetta through the conflict, asking her to give up his son. Okay. Now, so the curse has been a constant theme and constant, and then, but it's interesting, the double standard, because I don't feel sorry for Rigoletto, because he brings it on himself, because when the courtiers come to get revenge on Rigoletto, they trick him. They say, we're going to kidnap the Countess Ceprano, but actually they trick him into kidnapping his own daughter to give his own daughter as a present to the Duke. And then in the end, there's 3 long father-daughter duets. The first one, where when he comes home, he's a different man. He's a father and protective of his own daughter, but won't say who he is and what he does, because he doesn't want his daughter to know that his boss is the Duke. The womanizing, philandering, I hope I said that right, Duke. But now at the end, to go back to Act 3, where he hires Sparta Fucilis. In the Vengeance duet, I can't remember all the words. Dun da 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 bum ba da ba bum bum ba dum ba da dum bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum bum, where he's screaming vengeance, and basically where he's screaming that like lightning, he's going to hire Sparta Fucilis, and that's going to strike the Duke down. And then the curtain falls on Act 2. And Act 3 is in the inn, where Sparta Fucilis uses his sister to lure the men into the inn, the assassin, Maddalena. And he's hitting on Maddalena now. And in the quartet, where Rigoletto brings Gilda to see who the Duke is and what the Duke is, because Gilda still forgives him and loves him and begs Rigoletto to forgive the Duke. And while he's screaming revenge, he's saying, I still love him and forgive him as we're going to be forgiven. Really, that's the contrast between revenge and also forgiveness. This is opera, folks. And then, but oh my God, the ending, if I can get to the ending, I don't want to start crying, because that's a tear gusher. And through a series of events, when Maddalena is saying, spare the Duke's life, and she's falling in love with the Duke's, and then the next person assassinate that person instead of the Duke. And then Gilda hears that, she comes back, sacrifices herself to die in the Duke's place. I can't keep it straight. And then in the end, but Rigoletto thinks, oh, he's done it. When Sparta Fucilis delivers him the bag, and then he's saying, the Duke is dead, I finally got rid of him. But then guess what? He's singing, La donna immobile, well, that's where it came from. Qual più mal vento, muta l'accento, e vi pensiero, sempre un amabile, leggiavo riso, il pianto riso, il mezzoniero. La donna immobile, qual più mal vento, qual muta l'accento, e vi pensier. Now if I can do the high notes. E vi pensier, e vi pensier. It's a high G or a high B. And then he's saying, if the Duke is alive, who is in that sack? Now here, this is so emotional. This is a tear gusher. I hope I can get this right. I hope, because I really, really have to stay focused here. I have to get in character here. But then he's saying, who died in the Duke's place then? And then she says, it was my fault. I tricked you, because he thought he had sent her to go out of town, but then she came back. He says, I tricked you, I'm dying in his place. And then in the end, it's almost like you can hear in the music like an out-of-the-body experience, where it's almost like you can hear her soul leaving her body. Lasso in cielo vicina, Dio madre e eternity voi pregherà. In heaven above with my mother united, in eternity I'll pray for you. I'm doing it both in Italian and in English. And then he's singing, oh no, do not leave, my dearly beloved. If you leave me, then I am all alone. Oh, do not go in. And then she's singing, lasso in cielo vicina da madre, eternamente voi pregherà. And then it stops, voi prege, and then she dies, and then he screams out, la, but I gotta get this right, I gotta get the sequence right. Gilda il morte. She died. Whirlwind. La maledizione. Pum 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 pa. Curtain falls. End of the story.